Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your monthly Water Tribe report. This is the Peace Dealer, and I hope you gain the utmost of quality. The utmost of quality from this report. Or yeah, that's what this is—a report. Let's get it. All right, y'all. Right off the bat, I would like to thank Divine Rights for showing up to the Eternal Vibe Tribe. I actually missed a couple extended Magic Moon messages. So I'm going to record um I'm going to record the one for the next 2 weeks on Instagram on Sunday, and then we'll do a special live that will recap the past two that we missed. We'll do uh I'll do one on Instagram, and then we'll do a special live here on YouTube next week, maybe Sunday as well. And in fact, I might do that one tomorrow and Sunday. But yeah, we'll have that available live, and then the replay could be for Eternal Vibe Tribe members. Stay tuned tomorrow for the Cosmic Energy Tune-Up. That's going to be lit. I use these labradorite crystals. And other than that, click the description box below if you would like a live reading. Shout out to Team Hipsy. For those of you who want me to break down, of course, this transit, stay tuned. End of the month, we're going to do Venus in Gemini. Cancers, I learned today that I only overthink when I go against my intuition. Yep. 12th house. One of the biggest issue with Cancer rising and Cancer sun is overthinking. All right. The 12th house of believing in your thoughts. When you don't believe in your own personal thoughts, this will create overthinking that enables you to doubt the psychic power of your intuition. And that's something to keep in mind, because that's what produces irrational behavior. That's delusional. The 12th house Gemini isn't necessarily just believing in your thoughts, but believing in thoughts that are actually true and align with truth. This now, of course, has you believe in delusional thoughts, which, of course, all right. And I'm glad you brought that up, because that's a really good topic to talk about, every 12th house and how it can hold the sign back. That's a really good one to do. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys for joining. We're going to talk about Gemini season for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I woke up from a nap. I took a really nice nap right now. So yeah, shout out to Linus in the building. Okay. Shout out to Queen Carrie, Luna the Gem, Dreaming with Tess. Linus, what's up with I haven't actually heard. Have you guys actually heard from her? Um one of our resident Virgo ladies who actually, came in the chat in pursuit of godliness. I know you were in Arizona with her. Hope she's okay. I hope y'all are cool. Nice to hear from you too. But yeah, other than that, shout out to Paradigm Breaker. Oh my god, I think I would always call this Paradigm, because I think it's better to say that way. But Paradigm for sure. I like Paradigm better. But yeah, shout out to the water signs. Just like, let's say, fire signs hate water sign seasons. We kind of talked about that, how, like, during water sign seasons, fire signs may not be the biggest fans of it. um I would say water signs may not always be the biggest fans of air sign seasons, in that Earth signs will be their ops that kind of give them a reality check, just like waters can force Earth to feel feelings they don't want to feel. But air signs will always rear their ugly head for water signs that want to believe what they feel. All right. Put yourself in their shoes. Imagine if you're a water sign and you're just deep in your feelings. And I mean, you're sharp enough to know certain things may not be true, but that's not what it feels like to you. And why would I even like listen to, ideas that might be true when I can just feel what I want to feel? You know what I mean? Like the way I'm feeling deeply right now feels right to me. And I'm believing certain things I want to believe. And then that's where the air signs come up insensitively and just truth, 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 truth. And if it's not an integrity and truth, gaslighting, 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 I can show you a compilation of air signs, gaslighting water signs, and you know, um thank you. And yeah, um well, no wonder. Yeah. Um as an air sign, I love it. I used to gaslight. I had two water sign sisters. I have two water sign sisters, Scorpio and Cancer. Before I even knew what gaslighting was, I used to do that shit to them all the time. Oh my God. And water signs be psychic as hell too. So it's not like the gaslighting water signs is tricky because they'll talk about how you feel real time as you're feeling it. And then you have to be like, what? No, you're crazy. Like, no, that's not no. And then when I realized what gaslighting is, I was like, oh shit. I do this to my Cancer sister all the time. It's a lot harder to gaslight Scorpio. Cancer is a whole different story. Pisces will let you gaslight them. It's not fun at that point. They don't even try and resist it. I'll just be like, all right, whatever. I don't get. And it's like, oh, you're not fun. Anyway, yes. I gotta love it. And now I just know. I wonder. I thought it was Libra, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was Gemini. I really wouldn't be surprised. And then Libra probably polished it and then took it to a more intelligent level. And then Aquarius is evil genius with it. Like they'll gaslight you on a national platform. So everyone will make it look like you're just overreacting. That's just genius level. You feel me? Like it is what it is. It is what it is. Like um personally, uh now I've just learned that you don't need to gaslight someone unless it's at the perfect time. Like if you know the right time to gaslight someone, that's totally different. But other than that, don't forget, I say you should never gaslight somebody. You feel me? Be careful. Cancer will make you think that their ideas are yours. That's why I don't even feel bad gaslighting them. It's crazy. One thing that's really funny, every time I've spoken to different people born Cancer season from different ethnicities and cultures, do you know what they all say? All right, that is in common. They're like, look, at least we're not Scorpio. Scorpio emotionally manipulates people for evil. We manipulate people's emotions to help them do good things. And I'm like, yo, you telling me this? First of all, I don't doubt that at all. I like even though you might be doing a sin of omission. Cancer is the best at the sin of omission. But you know what I mean? It's like you kind of right. Like Scorpio's way more evil with it, and Cancer will kind of gaslight you to believe in yourself a little more. But they all say that's the most hilarious. I swear, like Cancer and Scorpio have a secret beef. I knew it was true seeing my two little sisters. But then when SZA was like, I don't even make music for Cancer, I was like, okay, whatever this beef is, this is salacious. Y'all either love each other or don't like each other. This is amazing. And water sign beef be secret. Like you never hear about it. Capricorn is a goat gaslighter, but they don't really have to gaslight because they could just be cruel. I don't. They don't have to. It's weird. They don't have to. It's not a bag they have to rely into. But unlike the air signs arsenal, like we just know when and how. But yes, Cancer Cancer, you know, has this psychic ability to infer suggestions. You know what I mean? Like they can genuinely have you believe that you thought something and they implanted that suggestion to you. Pisces does this to the highest level. They will just inception you. They will literally just visit your dreams and start talking in your dreams. And then you wake up like, hey, I believe I should do this. And then there's a Pisces like, what? Really? Wow. You motherfuckers need to be stopped. That's it. I'm writing that book about y'all next year. Like, y'all need to be stopped. That's facts. Anyway, yes, Cancer is the best at the sin of omission, y'all. They invented that shit. Cancer will tell you a story, and it's hard to doubt them because they're so sincere. It's like, you know, they're not lying. They know how to put scenarios that's like, that would happen to you, right? And they tell you the story, right? They'll be like, you know, I just couldn't necessarily be like that. Like I would never, you know, I would never put my hands on someone like that. They just kind of, you know, they just erupted, you know what I mean? And then they started beating me in the face. Or they just stole my food, you know what I mean? And I don't know why they acting whatever, but Cancer craftily forgot to tell you the part where they took an aquarium full of water and dumped it over that person's PS5. Like they somehow just forgot that. You think they would mention a key detail like that? They start in the story where like, oh, you know, this person just got up and then started trying to fight me. And I don't know if it's it's because you dumped water on their PS5 and you destroyed their electron. And they just like, I don't think it slipped their mind, but they just conveniently like didn't put in it. With Cancer, it's not a big detail too. It's just like, you know, I went to the store. I went to the teller. I kind of robbed him at gunpoint, and then I left. And now the police are chasing me. Like I don't understand it'd be like just some little omission that'll just completely, and that takes skill. I'm not even gonna lie. That lies of omission is another level. Like that's deeper. It's, you know what I mean. This is the classic Cancer lie. All right, this is. This is the classic Cancer lie. Cancer, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When your friend's boyfriend or girlfriend comes up to you and they're just like, "Did you see him cheating on me?" And you're just like, "What? I don't even know what you're talking about." Notice how they don't deny it because they won't lie like that. They won't lie to be like, "What? I don't even know what you mean." Whole time they know. They seen it, but they're not gonna say it. Like, honestly, I feel like if you have trust issues, you need to go somewhere else. You can't be projecting on me. Meanwhile, you didn't even answer the question. You slick. You know, last night you saw your man completely cheating on her, or you saw your girl cheating on this man. Bad. In fact, you were like, yeah, get it, girl. And now you're like, honestly, I don't even know why. If you just not even that trustworthy of your part, it's like, oh, that's slick. See, this way you didn't lie, but you didn't really tell the truth. That's clean. That's clean. And yes, all right. If Libra's the nicest, Cancer is undoubtedly the cleanest zodiac sign. These are the cleanest motherfuckers. In fact, I'll say Libra thinks they're slick. Cancer is pretty slick. I'm not gonna lie, like they're a water sign. It is. I'll be saying Cancer thinks they slick, but they're a lot more slick than Libra thinks they are. All right, and Libra is the nicest in the zodiac. These motherfuckers is nice, no fabulous. All right, so just wanted to say that we're gonna go into the water signs, and before Pisces awakens in like 2044, I'm somehow write these 3 books to prepare humanity for the onslaught. Because we don't have that much time. Like 40 years will just go like this, boom. In 20 years it'll already begin. So you would think that we need 20 years to prepare for an alien invasion. No, that's already happening now over the next 20 years. So we're fucked on that part. But I mean, at least we can start working on that. But I'm going to start this reading. Melissa Universally. Welcome to the gang. Welcome to God Squad. Okay. Welcome to God Squad. You are more than welcome. Isn't Pisces the next North Node transit? Yup. I'm glad you peeped. That's not even going to be a sneak peek. That's like a time travel portal. And the fact that all this is happening, Pisces, and there's nothing you have to say. So I have no. That's why I be making fun of y'all, because I do respect y'all, but I will never let up. There's nothing you want to say, Pisces. There's nothing. Neptune, your OG is in your side. There's nothing you want to say. Nothing you want to reveal. And don't use that excuse. Well, they'll think I'm delusional. That didn't stop you before. Okay, from saying all that shit you be saying. Pisces, there's nothing you want to say. There's nothing you want to reveal. Let me tell you what Pisces is right now. Pisces has the cure for world hunger. Pisces has the cure for cancer right now. But they're like, I'm sure humanity will figure it out. Is there anything you want to say, Pisces? Really? Is there anything you want to do? I mean, I can't really blame you for that. Because at the other end, Pisces is like, hold on, if I put out this cure, they're going to kill me. All right, that might somewhat be true. But like, still, that's an excuse. And I'm not. Let's forget the cures. Like, that's just one out of an infinite number of asses. It's really nothing you want to say. Really nothing you want to say. Really. Okay, because this is Pisces right now. Pisces right now is, oh, you wanted to embarrass me. Because listen, Libra, you kind of fucked it up for us. Pisces was at the Leo's party. Okay, Leo invited everyone. Leo be having the official legit parties. You know what I mean? The Scorpio have their parties, but it's a little more freaky. Leo be having them day parties. You feel me? And Pisces came through sharing their beliefs, and then Libra had to come through and embarrass the fuck out of Pisces. Like, you're so delusional, Pisces. And then everyone was like, ha 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 ha. And thanks, Libra, you traumatized, you gave Pisces so much social anxiety. Now Pisces is like, they don't even know. I know all that. I'm not even gonna let them know. I'm just gonna keep these secrets. You want to embarrass me, Libra? You want to embarrass me, the society? And it's like, Pisces, I get where you're coming from, because Libra can humiliate people, but Libra, you use Pisces for clout. You knew if you got on Pisces, you look popular, and I just don't know if it's worth it, because now Pisces is preparing some revenge plot. You know what I'm saying? Pisces, I didn't mean to laugh. I thought it was a little funny. You do kind of be saying some out of pocket shit. I mean, I might be biased towards Libra, but like, you don't have to. I just don't want you to think I was in on it. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I mean? Like, just letting you know, like, that was everybody else. I just have to play Two-Face right now. That was everybody else. You could leave Gemini out of this. You feel me? It is what it is. It is what it is. Because they're not like angry right now, but it's just in the back of their like 12th head. And it's like, yeah, you want to embarrass me at the party? I'm cooler than all y'all. All right. Yeah, we have to. Gemini, the older I get, the more I realize Gemini is just not a protected sign. Like, yeah, people don't like us, but I mean, not many people like Scorpio either. Gemini is just very vulnerable. Like people consider us replaceable. Like people don't really care about us like they should, and we just stop caring even more too. Like, oh, okay, fuck y'all too. Anyway, it is what it is. Like, God forbid I'm a Libra. Libra gets so much preferential treatment. They even have a bias. It's called pretty bias. And when you guys talk about pretty bias, that's Libra bias. All right. Like, seriously, Libra walks into a room. Oh my God, Libra. And people will talk shit on Libra too. But it's like, oh my God, Libra. Yes. Go away, Gemini. Libra, can we do anything for you? What's up? Oh, Libra brings so much money to this facility. What's up, Libra? And it's like, really? And then y'all be doing it. Leo gets preferential treatment. Libra gets preferential treatment. Sagittarius is hit or miss. Y'all either terrified of them or you pay them everything. Aquarius, be knowing the executives. Y'all do not give Gemini this energy, like, at all. And y'all be shitting on Aries. But Aries is the motherfucking one. So, like, right? Aries is the motherfucking one. You don't like Aries at all, but Aries is the motherfucking one. So like, you got to work with them, and you take all that anger out on Gemini. We see that. Okay, I know y'all don't care. We see that. All right, I'm done with this mini comedy routine. We're going to start with Cancer. I know y'all don't mess with Aries, but you know you can't replace Aries, so you tolerate Aries. Y'all don't be giving us the same energy. Y'all hate us, but whatever. It is what it is. Let me not play victim. All right. Cancer. The clean ones, the holy ones, the last of the four individuals. Okay. You have the original individual, Aries. You have the natural individual, Taurus. And then you have the true individual, Gemini. And then you have the holy individual, the psychic individual. This is the last before we step into the social signs. If you want to think about what that is, what do you do? Okay, some people don't do this, but what do you normally do right before? And let me not say right before, but after you wake up and before you leave the home to go out, what do you usually do? Normally you take a shower. And that's why, I mean, not everyone does, but normally you take a shower. And that's kind of what Cancer represents, the cleanliness before we step out socially to integrate, the identity you gain from your family and parents before Leo, you go to high school and develop your identity outside of the home, right? You have the original three, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, that's activation. And you begin to integrate with Cancer because, yeah, Aries is going to be, I am Dale. I am Doyle, right? That's my first name. But Cancer is your surname. I am Doyle Fart Wellington. Okay. If you want to know first name and surname, your first name identity outside the name too is going to be Aries. Your surname is Cancer. I am Doyle Fart Wellington. I come from a prestigious family line of Fart Wellingtons, and that influences where I'm from and who I am. Family is now Cancer opposite Capricorn of tradition. And if you know anything about human history, the way they dick ride tradition and how it basically makes up their identity, you know what's important. Cancer is so important. Cancer is the nationality or the identification with one's homeland that will cause people to fight to the death just to protect it. So nationalism is Cancer. And this is when you look at the cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn be some of the most racist people ever because they're very more focused on identity, and race and class is a part of it. So I'm not saying just because they have that, they're automatically going to be racist. In fact, most people of them are anti-racist, but we're going to see more of a focus on race and identity through cardinal signs. All right. Fixed signs be more like focused on now quality. They could be more judgmental and prejudicial than the other elements. And then mutable signs could be a lot more discriminatory. And really just Virgo. To be honest with you, they're really the ones that don't discriminate. But like, yeah. So, you know, something to keep in mind. I could be Doyle, but being a Fart Wellington makes me different from other Doyles, like Doyle claustrophobia or Doyle calendrium, right? We're talking about Doyle Fart Wellington that comes from the prestigious line of Fart Wellingtons that have paved the way. All right. And that's Cancer. We're starting to integrate Doyle's individuality by now understanding, where does Doyle come from, right? What part of Doyle does he get everything else that is now the depth of one's individuality through the home. Okay. And that's why I wanted to kind of highlight how Cancer is the understanding of who someone is and what someone is. Without it, you have no substance. You're shallow and you're probably lame. And why that's really important, once again, is because we're getting ready to see in a ridiculous transformation of how one really understands oneself, because once again, all of the traditions that we've had since the 1700s, what if they just like overnight or over time vanished? What if a new generation of children rejected them and created new traditions, right? And that's what makes you realize a lot of what people identify is through the traditions that usually come from a family and a group of families. This is inevitable, by the way. You can get rid of every tradition that exists and new traditions will sprout, because that's just the nature of what, especially, humans do, right? I mean, it's just at this point a sense of axiom, in a sense, like these can't not happen. Hence why we see this as an archetype, right? Before we get cultural and social in Libra, and now in the house of marriage, we're making agreements that unite two different family names. This is why now marriage, astrology supports the idea and truth that marriage is not at all about love. Marriage is 100% about family and tradition, fourth house and 10th house. And then you're bridging yourself to make agreements. If you think fathers would just sell their daughters with dowry prices, this was really meant, of course, to add on the family line to kind of influence how it kind of progresses. And then, of course, love is going to be like a glue that keeps a marriage together. But foundationally, and thank you, my Hawaii. Foundationally, of course, it's really all about family. You know what I mean? So that's something to keep in mind, where you're seeing the definition of and the quality of marriage also change from arranged to now free marriages to a little bit of both, Word. So yeah, Cancer. I'm didn't mean to go on a quite a history lesson, but congrats. Aries, Taurus, and Gemini have opened up this set for you. It looks like you and Leo might be headlining. You're going to be active, crazy 2025 with Jupiter. That's going to level you up. And that's going to prepare for 2028, the end of the decade, where you're going to have Uranus and Saturn. So what has been happening since 2010 with Uranus and Aries, and then 2023 with Jupiter and Aries? All of this is preparing for a brand new wave. Like, there is a whole new wave that's about to wash humanity. It's going to be a tsunami. Okay. And this is a whole new wave of creativity, right? It's whatever you would think a new wave is. And these waves don't come out of nowhere. There are individuals that are going to, with their contributions, create this new wave. And Cancer has been pretty barren, right? If you think a lot of what people complain about is a lack of substance and things, as things get more commercialized. Well, given the cyclical nature of things, a renaissance is here. Like, once we get into late 2024, 2025, the renaissance is here. And, whether you're ready for it or not. And Cancer is such an important facet of this, because Aries and Taurus have kind of finished the first part of it, right? And now Gemini is activating our perception of what potential this may have. before Cancer really now begins to integrate this. Because what Cancer helps us do is integrate our individuality socially, right? So that we can now take all that we are and balance and perfect how it is we express it towards other people. And that requires depth of understanding of oneself, you know, I would say intuitive nature. And it's also really cool too because water signs are really interesting when you bring men into the equation, because water is inherently a feminine power. It's a feminine essence. So, you know, when you give something deeply emotional to a man, um, a big common misconception is that Cancer men are emotional. I mean, some women know men who are, but like it's, I would say with the men, they're more moody and still psychic as fuck. But when you deal with water signs, I remember when my friend took me out, shout out to John Rupert, I spoke to a Scorpio man, and I didn't even really get to read his chart. I just kind of spoke science about water signs. What's very difficult about being a water sign man is that society forces you to not acknowledge your emotions. That's one thing with water sign men that is very fucked up. From the time they were babies, the element of water with which they should be free to deeply express, they are cut off. And I don't even mean like just like crying, like really vocalizing and making them aware, yes, this is. And then for, if we're not even talking about like if that Scorpio man was sexually abused, the most vulnerable and abused men and women are water signs, like period. Whatever you put around water, it's going to take up. So a lot of people don't want to talk about that. Water sign men especially, and the woman, let's just be honest, like you're gonna get touched, you're gonna get abused, everyone of every sign. But like a fire sign will fight you, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying water signs are weak. Water signs will probably kill you. Cancer has the highest percentage of crimes of passion, you know, aggravated murder, right? Not premeditated, but like it's so difficult to be a water sign man. And when I told this to the Scorpio, he wanted to cry because it's so fucked up. It's so fucked up. Like, imagine being told your whole life, you're a bitch. Why are you feeling your emotions? And that is exactly what you're here to do. It's not even that the expression of their emotions are in any way feminine. The men have their own masculine way of expressing it, but that requires a level of depth and emotional maturity that every other man around them never had. So you're born being way more emotionally mature than most other people, and you're forcefully being made to suppress those emotions. That's why Pisces escapes through drugs, right? That's why Cancer and Scorpio are alcoholics. And I mean, water signs can just drink, they can hold their liquor, right? But these are just contribute. That's why we do what we do, especially just to kind of spread the good word, let you know. And you know what's beautiful about this? I'm an air sign with the Earth Moon, who, if you tell to cry, I will laugh at your face and be like, bitch, I'm not crying. Like, like what the fuck you mean? Like, I don't like Pisces, you know, Absol's not afraid to cry. But see, Pisces, they love to cry. Pisces can cry and they're not even sad. That's a different level. Like, you got to be careful with people like that. You ever met someone that loves to cry? Like, that's different. But like, yeah, water sign men, like whereas the women are here to embrace their femininity, society has always been weird about men embracing their femininity. So earth sign men are different because earth is the yang element. So even though it is feminine, it is still masculine yang. Now you have water, which is feminine yin, and it's feminine and it's yin. All right. So like it's really hard if you think of a Zaya Wade, which is a Scorpio sun, and no, he's a Gemini sun with a Scorpio moon. Having a deeply feminine Scorpio moon and then, you know, in the way you're being taught, these are the things that influence people to switch their sex. The transformation, right? If you think Caitlyn Jenner, Scorpio. So there is a credence to this. It's not like it's just coming out of nowhere. The reason why we see these issues is because of society's inability to accept that it's okay for men to be feminine. That doesn't make them a bitch. It doesn't make them a woman. The other opposite end of it is for them to still embrace their manhood and masculinity without saying, oh, just switch to gender. That's where you failed some of these boys and men. But it's okay to embrace one's femininity, even if in a gender swap, but they still, know their sex, right? And I don't mean to be transphobic at all. I hope that didn't offend anybody. But this is what creates all this misunderstanding, and then we point the finger at the outcome of it, like there's something wrong with them, as if society did not broil this kind of dynamic to happen over years. So yeah, if you have a water sign male child, the worst thing you could ever do is force that child to suppress their feelings. They're supposed to balance emotions so they don't get over emotional. But yeah, I just wanted to say that Cancer, especially if you're a male watching this, you're not emotional. You'll be moody. You're going to be moody because you're fucking psychic. So you can't not pick up on other people's vibes and feelings. And because you're taught that we're separate, you're dealing with the metaphysical unseen influence that's going to influence the way you feel, not because you're weak, because you're powerful. And it is what it is. And that's not even the exact right way to say it. That's just the best way I could put it into words. All right. Uh Interesting. So yeah, with that being said, um the more we kind of do that, the more people will be emotionally intelligent. And that's what water signs really help to do. That's why water sign men have sex with the most women, and fire signs as well. I mean, all elements do. All elements is getting it. But like water sign men quite literally swim in vagina because they have a naturally innate understanding of how women think. All right. Um, it's like they're naturally intuitive. So yeah, women will say that they're a lot more, emotional than other elemental men, but it's so easy for them to just kind of connect. It's like, unlike an air sign or a fire sign or even an earth sign will be like, I just can't speak her language. Like, she's just very irrational. Water sign men don't have that problem. like they can still be in their manhood, but like they can speak. Like, think about why women love Drake. When I see a woman who loves Drake, that makes sense. Like, I never hate on that. I'll be like, you're supposed to like him. Like, he speaks directly to their souls. That's what water does. You know what I mean? It's not even just emotional. It goes through nuance to really kind of evoke passion and feelings, right? Which is why I love talking about this, because you know and I'm going to talk about this. If you have you Do any of you guys know Marie Moore? Marie Moore is like a tarot card reader, astrologer, and she said something about Scorpio men 10 years ago that I thought was a joke, and I realized could be true. All right, it doesn't apply to all Scorpio men, and I'll show you how. But other than that, Cancer, Gemini is, of course, um your 12th house of unconscious habits and beliefs. If you think you are the psychic power, Virgo is your third house of critical perspectives and analysis. And that's another thing people forget. Cancer, as emotional as people say it is, has a very analytical mindset because it's the psychic. So they have the ninth house of philosophy in Pisces. You're talking about the psychic power that can ninth house see into the metaphysical, right? So a priestess, a psychic, has a very analytical mindset, a very critical attitude. And with the third house of Virgo, the way it is that they're able to really analyze their immediate environment is going to speak the language of Virgo. It's just, unlike Virgo, they're not earth signs. So they're going to come off not wishy-washy. That's going to be a little bit like Pisces, but they're going to come off, more in tune with their emotions, but they were not going to tell you how on point with details they are. And then the sixth house of their behavior is Sagittarius. So they create amazing lifestyles, right? So if you have an analytical attitude, your lifestyle is ascended, and the way you behave in your life, you're able to show other people the higher meaning of what you're critically aware of. And then you see into the unseen, not through your physical senses, through Pisces, your imagination. The ninth house axis to the third house in Virgo is the psychic power. I am seeing things metaphysically with my imagination, right? Right now, I am seeing your grandmother, and you cannot physically see a, a being who's passed away. You can't see physically a ghost. Anyone who's telling you that is a liar. It's not physical. You can't. There's no technology. There's not a camera that can pick up a metaphysical entity. That's why, like, using that as a reason why they don't exist is hilarious, because it's hubris of humanity. There's no tool you're going to build that can show you the metaphysical like that. But this is how we know it's not a fraud. The Cancer in the ninth house is seeing through their imagination whatever image that symbolically represents their grandmother, and now they convert it to third house Virgo. Okay. Your grandmother's name she said she's Gertrude, and she wanted me to tell you that it's okay that you left the tuna in the fridge. And now the person who I'm telling that to is like, how the fuck did you know her name is Gertrude? And we had an argument about the tuna. That's third house Virgo. I am fulfilling what was unseen with receipts. That's why I will always say, if someone is giving you a mediumship reading and it's not like pinpoint accurate, if it's like vague Barnum statements, that's a fraud. Virgo is precise. Like, that's what makes a legit psychic. They're not going to fish around. Sometimes things will be vague and make sense to you in a way, but usually, normally, it's on point, right? And this is a superpower of Cancer. Like, a lot of times the psychic ability will be through deductive analysis. Bye. But ghost, but yeah, straight like that. But, personally, when it comes to the transcribing of the metaphysical to the physical, this is where now through the sixth house of Sagittarius, you can make it be shown. You can integrate that vision. So the reason why that's key is Saturn is in your ninth house. Neptune is in your ninth house, right? And since March, whereas like with Libra and Capricorn, you have been enabling reality warping through your philosophical approach, your beliefs, all right? The power of beliefs. If you believe that I'm successful because I have to work hard all day, you're going to be successful because of that. If you believe you're successful because you decided and you don't have to do shit, that's what you're going to do. It's actually reinforcing your philosophical approach around something intangible as your beliefs and creating a lifestyle that supports this through your actions, right? So once you get to Virgo season, 3 months from now, just like certain other signs, you're going to perfect almost like a skill, an ability, how what you believe happens in real life through causality. All right. You're going to be able to adjust how specifically what you see in your mind's eye changes reality. And just like I said before with the previous elements, for you, Cancer, Gemini season is going to show you what's happening in a very hidden way that will frustrate your beliefs. Because especially if you believe in angels, right? Cancer is the priestess, the priest that, of course, gets this divine support from angels. So it's like, if you've ever believed in angels, especially through March, where you activated this integrity of beliefs, Saturn in your ninth can support higher education. I graduated college while Saturn was transiting my ninth. It's not limited to that, but given that ninth house is higher education, Saturn adds authority. Neptune could transcend the quality of metaphysical insight you gain through this. Could also make you guys authorities over teaching subjects you're good at through this, right? So, of course, the ninth house of teaching becomes a third house skill. If I'm so good at teaching something, I'm able to break it down into bite-sized skills people can learn from, right? You learn analytically, teach metaphysically. So Gemini in the 12th house is, all right, I believe in angels, right? But this is crazy because I prayed to the universe, please send an angel to help me find parking. And as soon as I said that, 3 parking spots were immediately available. Or please send an angel to help me get out of this maze. Or what's a good one? Please send an angel to please bring me water. I'm starving. And as soon as you finish that prayer, somebody literally walks up to you, an angel, and gives you water, right? What I'm wanting to bring to your attention is you are breaking through the ground the seeds you planted, because this is the first Sun, Saturn, Pisces in 30 years. All right, since 93, 95, right? So now this Gemini season is transcending old beliefs around what you believe is true, because it's hard to deny and doubt that you prayed for water and water came instantly. Now you're beginning to experience the true effect of your word. And I'm going to use the analogy of calling on angels, because this happened for you 2020 when the nodes were in Gemini. This is what began to unlock angelic support as aligned to your routine, building a routine where you're constantly connecting, which requires faith. Because now when you tell people, oh yeah, I just prayed for, a parking angel, or when you tell people, oh yeah, I prayed for water, and someone came with water, 12th house of Pisces, hidden, the misunderstood mental illness house, people are going to look at you fucking crazy. They're going to be like, angels aren't fucking real. Like, what are you talking about? And so that's the personalized experience and Cancer, you are the most gaslighted sign. I don't care if you believe it or not. Like, you are the most gaslighted sign. You're the psychic. We have to gaslight the psychic. You can pick up on things without proof. So I can hide the proof and then you can use psychic abilities. I have to gaslight you now. Like, what the fuck? Like, let's just be real. Like, I hid the proof that I cheated on my girlfriend, right? And then you gonna have some dream that I was cheating. Bitch, I'm gaslighting you. Like, bitch, you're delusional. You can't just have dreams. What the fuck you doing? Like that's how much of a threat you are. And a lot of you do this indirectly without even like pointing the finger, right? Because Cancer is sincerity. Aries is authenticity. Cancer is sincerity. Libra is classic beauty or fairness and justice and presentation. And Capricorn is integrity, right? So, and your op is ruled by Satan. Your op is the devil. That's the craziest part. You have the most evil op ever. But like, I'm sorry, it's the holy individual against the corporation. Think 50 Cent, right? But other than that, like if you think 50 Cent's first single was calling out the entire industry, that's Cancer. They are the final individual opposite the collective universal power. And they can make partnerships with, or they just get sniped and picked by them. You know what I mean? So with that being said, now, once we go 3 months from now, you are adjusting and integrating the real-time experience. So in 3 months from now, you're going to be like, hey, remember how you called me delusional for saying that, I called on an angel? Yeah. Are you looking for parking right now? Are you? Okay. How long have you been waiting for parking? 30 minutes? Nothing's letting up? You would need a miracle? Okay. Hey, Angel Gabriel, go help this fool. Give him a parking spot. Yeah. See, there's a parking spot happening right, and they're going to look at you like, holy shit. Maybe this might be real. And it's going to take them until November in Sagittarius where they'll see for real. But like, once you get to 3 months from now, you are adjusting real time how you do this. And angels fuck with you, Cancer. For those of you whose waters aren't poisoned, right? You're holy water. You're essential. You're necessary. Okay. So really keep that in mind. This is a huge theme of the Gemini season because you are coming into a direct, personal, true experience in your own way that is preparing you to change your beliefs. And Jupiter going through here is evolving the next level of beliefs to tie together everything you've done since 2013, 2014. All right. 2012, 2013. And the more you see, the more you walk in faith instead of sight, the more this is going to build this in. Don't worry, you will walk by sight. That's going to be Sagittarius season, but you're filling in the faith first before you come and see everything. Because everything you release, as far as your unconscious true beliefs, 6 months from now will harvest into a new amazing lifestyle relative to an expansion of what you believe. Well, why is what you believe going to expand? Jupiter squaring Saturn in your 12th to 9th is the axis of your 9th house philosophy with your 12th house beliefs. And when you actually begin to experience all Gemini season, how much more powerful and magic your unconscious can tap into this metaphysical aspect of reality, because you're the psychic. This is now moving you through this whole synchronicity coincidence thing. These are no longer coincidences, and you're going to be the first to get stuff that'll take other people a while to accept, but like it don't matter if they get it or not, you're experiencing it. All right. A lot of what may have made it difficult for you to accept this before is the system in place around you that has actively nerfed your psychic abilities because they're scary and they think you're a threat. So with that being said, this is the final period before next year where you level up, because you're concluding. This is like your chapter 12 this year of a 12 chapter book before you step into the next book, which is the new wave. You're leading the new wave. And yeah, that is really fun. It's really dope. Okay. A lot of people might have seen you as subdued, out of action. No, you were cooking up a storm. And this Gemini season is with Venus. And once again, the square to the 9th house, it's going to challenge how your unconscious beliefs must align with your philosophy. Okay. So you can't necessarily, and this is where like some Cancer archetypes really frustrate me, because y'all be having the worst imposter syndrome. You don't have the worst imposter syndrome. Like Virgo might have you beat, but y'all be having crazy imposter syndrome. Like your imposter syndrome is crazy. 12 house Gemini. Like you literally sometimes force other people to believe in you. This is not every Cancer. Like some people are crab hard, right? But you have to really chill, because you're not going to have that support anymore. Saturn is in like what Saturn is teaching you is, what do you fucking believe? Because you have the power to warp reality around this. But some of you feel sensitive to where you need reassurance from other people, right? So some of you will be like, I believe that I'm healed and I'm powerful. And then you will constantly go to other people like, could you send me healing? Could you kind of show me this? Could you show me this? And it's like, you can do it yourself. Like you have the power yourself. You can't cut corners. You can't tell the universe, I believe this, but then within your head, you're stressing with anxiety. And Cancers, some of you Cancers do that too much. Obviously, not everyone. You're not a zodiac sign. I'm just using this as like a code word, but just really keep that in mind, because for those of you who transcend and change your thoughts and your belief, 12th house Gemini is your belief around your thoughts. And that doesn't even always have to look like believing blindly. The reason why some people will say it's blind belief is because you don't believe in yourself. Let me just be completely honest. So like when I say that I believe I'm going to win this competition, I'm not delusional. I don't believe that I'm in blind faith. I am claiming that. But because certain people need to see it before it's real, we call these practices delulu when you've been nerfed. Anyone who talks like that, you've been nerfed. I'm sorry. They lied to you. They made you like you're not claiming your perspective because of an epistemological semantic battle about the ontological nature of your experience, which is just really bullshit. Claim your power back. So just really keep that in mind, because you can't be like Saturn in the 9th has no time for that. And like if you really say you're healed, then you must think you're healed, because the 12th house is going to challenge. You're not going to see any evidence for this, fam, because it starts from your head. That's it. And for those of you who get that, you're going to level up in a small month. Like, this is preparing you for your level up next year. But for those of you who don't get too overly emotional and convert that into fuel, this is going to hook you the fuck up. You have to quintessentially change every thought that does not support your philosophy. Once again, you can't say, I'm a winner, I'm meant to win in everything in life. And then your thoughts day to day are like, I suck. I'm such a loser. I'm suck. Like, at the first sign of difficulty, you can't do that, Cancer. You can't. The power you're coming into is very important for you to really ask yourself, do you really believe? If you don't, then just stop making these ambitious beliefs. But I mean, I would hope you do, because you're psychic as fuck. And like, it's going to be made more evident moving forward. And this is that checkpoint once again, where, in between Gemini to Virgo, you're going to break through an integration into real-time causality. All right. And look, I know these themes are hard for people to accept. Let muggles be muggles. I don't give a fuck about a stupid fucking, I don't care about their ethos. They don't know shit about shit. I'm sorry. It is what it is. These motherfuckers cannot perceive magic. I don't need to hear shit from someone who doesn't perceive magic. I don't care what degrees they have. I don't care what fucking education they have. Bitch, you cannot perceive magic. Shut up. Like, I'm not listening to you. It is what it is. You are psychic, Cancer. So don't let these muggles talk to you like you can't perceive things they can literally only dream about. I said what I said. All right, Scorpio. Marie Moore, a Pisces goddess. I consider Pisces the goddess vibration in that level. 10 years ago, like before I really knew about astrology, I was watching Marie Moore videos and Astrolata videos and KRS videos. And, she had said something that I thought was a joke. And now I'm realizing is kind of true. You know what I mean? Scorpio men are women. That's what she said. I thought she was joking. She's like, yeah, Scorpio men are women. And that's why they're really good with women, because they are one. And then I realized, as I've grown older, there is some kind of truth to that. Then I realized, obviously, you can literally see the difference. Scorpio men who were born with a fire moon and an air moon be like super masculine. You know what I'm saying? Like they're the masculine. So those Scorpio men are not women, like at all. Like if you take a Future, like if you know how Drake wishes he was Future, you know what I'm saying? Like Future is the true transformer. Like, and I don't mean in that sense. Like he is a transformer. I'm a transformer, 8th house. You know what I'm saying? But he is the true Dark Lord. I'm gonna just be completely honest. Scorpio could be the toxic king, petty king, but like Schoolboy Q, Leo moon, like Scorpio men with like Aries, Leo, Sag moon, you know what I'm saying? Gemini, Libra, Aqua moon. They have that balance of masculinity because at their core, they're masculine. The Scorpios with water moons, like Drake with the Cancer moon, Diddy with the Virgo moon, because society has not necessarily acknowledged the fact that men are allowed to be feminine while still embracing their manhood. And then because men like this get abused sexually as well, it's not uncommon to see Scorpio moons as well. Scorpio moons have such a depth of femininity. If they don't embrace their manhood, it's easy for them to just become or take on mannerisms of women. Okay. Scorpios are the ones that are going to look at your phone and be angry that you talking to another man, even though that man is your brother. And it's really interesting to look at the psychology of this, because you're dealing with a royal vibration that is at the purest level, the nuclear expression of one's feelings. It's literally beneath the tip of the iceberg. You're taking the power of Cancer, which is an oceanic depth, and now you're going beneath those pressures with which certain things can't even exist there. It is now taking the feeling and intensifying it. This can make for a nuclear reactivity that, if betrayed, goes ballistic, right? That's why Scorpio represents trust and sex. Because in order for me to trust you, in order for me to take my clothes off and be naked with you, I have to trust you. You know what I mean? And this is why Scorpio men and women are so fucking seductive. They know how to interact with you at a psychological level that makes any Scorpio born person a master's degree in psychology without even having to take the course, which is a little unfair, but like, hey, you got what you got. Scorpio, Cancer is the juice. Well, Scorpio is the sauce. Okay, these are just facts. And this is where now, with Gemini in your 8th house, this is putting you in a position to transform the boundaries relative to who you trust with what you have. Because what do you have, Scorpio? If Libra has the sauce and you're the sauce, well, you got that fire. I mean, Pisces got that fire. Cancer got that golden energy. You got that magic fire. Okay. You know how to reveal the meaning of experiences because you embody wisdom. That's what wisdom helps one do. But you do have a God level ascended fire magic capability, and it represents the amazing nature of your value, with which now through Gemini you take that to invest and deal with others. So 8th house is shared resources. It comes after the 7th house of marriage. Of course, if I am my identity and I have value, then when I partner with someone, the 8th house is where we share our bank accounts. It's where we share our values. Okay, I trust you with this, you trust me with that. So that's why you put a mutable, crazy sign like Gemini in the 8th. It could give you constant trust issues. And this is what will make you hate lying or liars. Everyone hates liars, but you definitely don't like. Okay. But like, other than that, you know, there's a way with which you are getting ready over the next year to expand your investment portal. I mean, if you have meaning and vision, then you're investing your ideas in the right individuals and true individuals who can now complete the meaning of what you have through what it is. And knowing that this is actually going to open up a lot of money and wealth, especially knowing that Saturn is in your 5th house of speculative entertainment and gambling, but also talent and creativity. All right. And Neptune transcending how well you're able to draw from your own imagination. Now, if you're mastering your imagination, now that it's like a hardware or firmware update, you know, this is going to begin to integrate this divine sense of creativity with who realistically you trust with it. All right. And relative to that as well, it also puts you in a fine and pristine position to prepare for Virgo, where now the divine element of creativity will eventually become the real collective around you, the real society of friends, 11th house of hopes and wishes, friends and colleagues from career. And that's where this Gemini season is a checkpoint that will influence who you trust to even be around your corner, especially as you start to come into more success. That new JJK is insane. Okay. Gege really does not like Gojo. I don't know what else to say. Like, yeah, it's one of my favorite authors right now, but damn. I don't know what else. And when you know he's a Pisces and Gojo is a Sagittarius, this is how Pisces thinks a Sag. Like, a lot of people, don't let that go over your head. He got the Sag moon. Like, the way Gege writes Gojo is the way Pisces thinks a Sagittarius. I'm just letting you know that right now. It's like, damn, that shit is crazy. I love it though. As a Gemini reading it, I love it though. This is magnifique. I've never read a bad chapter of that manga. But yes, Scorpio, this is definitely going to prepare you, one, to take the integration of your lifestyle in Aries and then begin to transform based on your dealings with others, how much more authentically you walk this path and who you trust. Jupiter and Venus, 29 degrees in your 7th house, is finishing the construction of your value and relations you've completely innovated. So what is the effect and the results of these partnerships you've activated since last month, and then since 2008 with Uranus, and then of course all last year with Jupiter? Saturn at the end of the decade is going to add authority to how it is you show up towards others. So you really want to look towards the quality and values you stand on when it comes to partnering with other people, because that's what's going to greatly influence how you're going to experience this mutable season. And that's what's going to lead to the final harvest of Cancer season, your 9th house, to convert that perspective out of the dark of the 8th house to now ascend how you sincerely feel about everything, what you see through these emotions or sincerity. And that's really all I got to say for you. Pluto retrograding out your 4th, trining the 8th with those trines is going to awaken a very extremely intense and supernatural comfort zone and foundation that will shatter as you're translating deeper secrets about you, which add more to risk who you trust. But this opens the ground for such a much more intense level of intimacy, especially relative to what you're communicating to certain other people. All right. And last but not least, we have Pisces. Pisces. You're embodying this Pisces square. Shout out to the Pisces rising. Shout out to the suns and the moon. You're actually embodying, once again, this square. So this Gemini season square is to your 4th. And if you're a Pisces rising, you're moving over the next year. You're coming into maybe renovating your home, adding to it, building value if you're not moving. Especially if you're a Pisces rising, really. Progress Pisces rising, let me know. But basically, if for Virgo, 4th house Sagittarius is hidden meaning, and a critic unveils the hidden meaning of an experience, well, Pisces, 4th house Gemini is hidden truth. Okay. It's you in a position to build this foundation of what you believe with truth. And how do you do that? Experimentation. Like, let's say I believe that I'm the sexiest man alive. Well, we need to experiment with that. You can't just be believing that. So now, I'm going to play with certain thoughts. I'm going to go out. And when I go out, all the ladies is just like, oh my God, you're so sexy. You're so sexy. You're so sexy. You're so sexy. And now that enables me to build a bed of ideas like, well, she said I'm sexy. She said I'm sexy. She said I'm sexy. She said I'm sexy. And then when we begin to analyze it, I must be at least one of the sexy. You know what I mean? So with that being said, this is all mutable. This isn't fixed. It's subject to change, right? In light of new information. So you, relative to this huge construction that has been had, right? With Neptune since 2012, transcending your belief of yourself, stretching out your imagination of who you believe you can be. You know what I mean? Saturn is now adding integrity, right? What system of beliefs about yourself are you going to anchor, similar to building a new business and needing 2 years to take it off the ground? That requires steady focus and determination. And of course, Jupiter squaring this is going to make sure that the home of ideas and thinking you have can support these beliefs about yourself. It's literally kind of like Cancer. It's like you can believe that you are powerful, but you can't be thinking within, I wish I was more powerful. I wish I was more powerful. It's not being delusional to believe in yourself, even though some people may make it seem that way because they hate you. All right. So, with that being said, you're going to expand all year your vocabulary around what you believe. And this initial draft beginning the process through Gemini season is making you aware of the private hidden thoughts you have that immediately clash with your beliefs. You said you believe you're powerful. Why you look weak? And then you're gonna think, because I am powerful, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, if you have to be delusional to do it, cool. If you don't have to be delusional to do it, cool. But just make sure you align your beliefs and your thoughts. All right. Fourth house of private home experience will also represent who you're beginning to trust within your own private life. Because Venus going through the fourth here will bring romance down here. Like love for you at current, which I don't like to limit to just Venus, but love for you at current is really asking who do you even feel comfortable expressing true private ideas about yourself, right? That's going to really allude towards who might be a good romantic prospect before it goes into Cancer and we start fully expressing these feelings. And that's another thing. Cancer is your fifth house. So with my beliefs, right, I can fully express them through my feelings. I feel I like tater tots. I love tater tots. I love tater tots. Right? But if I'm in my feelings, like, I don't really think I like tater tots like that. I mean, I believe I love tater tots, but do I really like tater tots? That's going to influence my fifth house Cancer because the square is putting in check my belief. So if I'm in doubt about if I like tater tots, then I'm just going to be like, I love tater tots, I think. That inner invisible conflict will reflect in how much less talent and confidence you have versus if I believe in tater tots. You know what? I think I really do like tater tots. No, I do. I'm changing my inner thoughts to be like, no, I do. I love tater tots. You see how there's no inhibition? That's the purpose of this. You're evolving your comfort zone, which means all year you're going to be uncomfortable because what you used to be comfortable with, now you're having to come into more that you don't have to be comfortable with. It's just expanding what you think you're comfortable with. All right. And that prepares you to integrate further so that you can flow this water and express wholly. All right. Tater tot nachos. So this is really cool because it's definitely going to take you not only to another level with that, but now Chiron in your second house is manifesting this original healing power. It's manifesting also healing the vulnerability of how valuable you are. Pisces are struggling to define their original value because you're literally divine magic in a postmodern materialist reductionist dimension that doesn't believe in magic, and then also dealing with frauds who pretend to be magic and scam people, making y'all look even worse. So you may have an idea of what an original facet of you is worth, and people might think that it's way too much or you're delusional about it. You have to be a bit delusional about your value, and you're going to get it before other people get it. And of course, throughout the next 6 months, you'll integrate that value to see what balances with Libra. That's the South Node in the eighth. Who's willing to invest in this original value you're creating, like starting a new business, right? But with the third house Taurus, this anchors and grounds your mindset through your five senses that allows this imagination that is you, this dream that you are, to have physical grounding. And that's what produces the effect of your attitude in these private thoughts. All right. So be very mindful of that, because the 12th house trine of Pluto to Jupiter in your fourth is now stimulating the unconscious beliefs around what you know, the unconscious, the knowledge around your unconscious beliefs that will intensify how you're evolving these hidden thoughts. And that's really hard to put into words because a 12th house trine to the 4th house is making obsolete old beliefs, bringing up self-doubt so that you can build a new home around new beliefs that represent how much more awakened the supernatural quality of your own unconscious is. And so much that y'all deal with is in the realm of the metaphysical beyond what people can physically and critically analyze and perceive, that you're just kind of written off as some kind of fantasy character, which I wouldn't be surprised if you are. But like, you know, put in a box of fantasy, like it's not real when it still exists, which makes you a huge threat because, you know, there's a reason why you're limited to open up a world of possibility outside of pre-established existing systematic bullshit would now make that obsolete. And if there's money being made through that, then why, you know, why do you exist for, right? So other than that, another thing that you're spearheading, Pisces, by the time Neptune and Pluto after 2068, but by the time Saturn and Neptune finish 2025, 2026, you're also responsible for transcending the belief in how we identify ourselves. Like, we're not going to be calling ourselves human beings that much longer. There's a whole host of now an extra layer and dimension beyond our physicality that will change the way we identify ourselves. So it's like, okay, what kind of human are you? Like, we're all like, Pisces is what's awakening people to realize you're not a human being. You are in human form. You are a human being, but you are not a human. You have a human form. If I have a human form being in my experience, then what am I at my core? And that's the wisdom of soul, learning the science of making the unmanifest manifest. And this is definitely going to break one out of course, the materialist reductionism. I like to think Virgo is the only human because Gemini, we're like a twin angel. But yeah, Virgo and Gemini are really, and then Aquarius is like a celestial. But like, yeah, you have Gemini and Virgo, which are the only like humanoid figures in the zodiac, which is mind blowing because we're also two of the most rational people. Gemini, we're just crazy. So people forget we're rational and logical. But like, yeah, something to keep in mind. A lot of these archetypes represent beasts, and you can see it. You can see it, right? Other than that, you guys stay blessed. Pisces, this is definitely going to just write the draft at what truth is revealed to you that you're comfortable establishing. And this will kind of course, prepare you for Virgo, where you express this analytically towards others, the belief of yourself. Okay. I'm going to reconvene with y'all tomorrow. Show me some love, y'all. Thank you guys for joining Divine Winter and Melissa University. My Cash App is $thepeacedealer. My Venmo is at the Peace Dealer. If any of y'all want to share some love, pray for me, send me a good word, you could do so. If you want to hook me up with a cup of coffee, a pre-roll, you know, you could send it there. But it's totally been a pleasure. And real shit, if you could say a word of prayer or affirmation, that fucking works. I don't know if you guys know, like, when you're like, oh, I wish that the Peace Dealer has a great day or does well, I pray, like, that works, y'all. I'm sorry, I never really thought that actually works, man. So I'll take that over the money any day. All right. You guys stay blessed as always. And until next time, peace.